Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine taking something as humble as, cow dung and transforming it into, well, electromagnetic shielding for your electronics. Sounds wild, right?
Yeah.
But that's exactly what we're diving into today.
It really does. And what's fascinating here is how an initiative is bridging traditional agricultural practices with some really cutting edge material science. And it's all centered around indigenous Indian cows.
Yeah, exactly. This venture is called AtmaNirbhar Goshala, and it's clear they're deeply committed to the welfare of these indigenous cows, fostering a sustainable environment through organic dairy farming and a whole range of eco-friendly products.
Mm.
Their focus isn't just cattle care, though. It's about creating a profound positive environmental impact, building a self-reliant future.
Hmm. And to really get a handle on the scope, we've gone deep into their detailed project report, the DPR. This document, it really lays out their vision, their mission, and some incredibly diverse, ambitious plans.
Right. And our mission today, for you listening, is to extract the most important nuggets from this report so you can quickly grasp how these cow byproducts are actually becoming a source of innovation, sustainability, and economic empowerment too. So let's start with that core vision of AtmaNirbhar Goshala. They're aiming to establish a leading enterprise right at
Key
the intersection of
individuals,
sustainable
Hazmuk
agriculture and
Ranka,
advanced material
and
science.
Avijit Kumar Roy.
The goal:
Hazmuk Jain, it says,
maximize the value
leads a
of cow
team of qualified
byproducts
technocrats,
while
all driven by
promoting
the shared
environmentally
commitment
responsible and
to
economically
giving
viable
back to
farming
society.
practices.
It's pretty
And get
inspiring.
this, they aim to
And
address
Avijit
really
Kumar
diverse
Roy
market
brings over
needs.
25 years of
Everything from
experience in
renewable
sustainable
energy and
development,
eco-friendly stuff
digital
all the way to
innovation.
cutting-edge
He plays a key
electromagnetic
role in this
shielding
transformation of
And that
agri-waste into
overarching
high-value
mission really
products.
ties into
His
this
vision is
bigger
about bridging
idea,
that grassroots
sustainably
potential with
transforming
global
these indigenous
sustainability
cow
goals.
byproducts
Sounds like a strong team behind
into
it.
Definitely
a
seems that
diverse
way.
portfolio
So
of
wrapping this
innovative,
up,
high-value solutions.
what
You've
does
got
this
the
all mean for
eco-friendly
you?
energy, the
Listening.
advanced
It means
materials for shielding we
AtmaNirbhar
mentioned,
Goshala
and also
is
significant
fundamentally
agricultural
reimagining
enhancements.
cow
And
byproducts
crucially, they're
in
committed
truly
to empowering
transformative
Indian
ways,
farmers.
from
Knowledge
traditional
transfer,
fertilizers
capacity
and
building,
fuels,
it
all the
contributes
way
directly
to
to a
cutting-edge
self-reliant
electromagnetic
and
shielding.
sustainable
It's a
future.
really
Their whole
powerful example of
sustainability concept, it really
ingenious
centers on a
indigenous
circular
innovation that's
economy model for
deeply
indigenous cow
rooted
farming.
in
Maximizing
sustainability
resource
and
use,
community
minimizing
empowerment.
waste. It really is. And it makes you
Absolutely.
wonder, doesn't
And the
it? It
report
raises this
really
important
brings
question.
that circular
How
economy
might
idea
more
to life
traditional,
with some
localized
solid
resources,
examples. I
things
mean, think
often
about it.
overlooked,
Cow dung
be
gets transformed
reimagined
into
as
valuable stuff
high-value,
like cow
sustainable
dung powder,
solutions
a
in other
versatile raw
industries,
material,
other
they call it.
regions
Then
around
you
the
have
world?
go-cast
That's a
fuel
great
logs.
question. These
It's
reduce
definitely a
reliance
reminder
on
that sometimes
fossil
the most
fuels,
cutting-edge solutions
deforestation,
can come from the most
and also
unexpected,
go-char
maybe even
charcoal,
ancient
which is
places.
apparently
Something to
amazing
mull
for
over as you
enhancing
go
soil
about your
health.
day. And carbon sequestration, that's basically capturing carbon from the air and storing it in the soil. Great for the environment.
That commitment to sustainability, the circularity, it sounds really foundational, but how deep does that actually go? What are some of the most surprising examples from the report? Specifically, this jump to high tech. How does cow dung ash actually get turned into things like EMIFI shielding?
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting. The project report, it sort of categorizes their products into two distinct pathways. So pathway one, that's all about the traditional and agricultural products. This includes that versatile cow dung powder we mentioned, go cast those eco-friendly fuel logs, a sustainable alternative, and go char, the charcoal for energy and agriculture, plus a whole broad spectrum of other cow byproduct goods. Things using dung, urine, milk for like organic fertilizers, biopesticides, even traditional remedies like panchagavya. And the report assesses the technical feasibility for these as high. It involves pretty well understood processes, drying, pulverization, briquetting, just pressing it into blocks, and controlled pyrolysis, heating without oxygen.
Okay, so that's the established side. But then we get to the truly innovative stuff, the advanced applications. Pathway 2. This dives right into advanced material science and engineering. Here, we're looking at, well, cutting-edge products. Electromagnetic interference, EMI, and radio frequency interference, RFI shielding enclosures, real solutions for electromagnetic compatibility. They're also developing cementitious materials with electromagnetic shielding properties. So imagine integrating shielding right into concrete, for instance, making buildings secure electromagnetically.
Wow, shielding concrete.
Yeah. And then there's silica, producing high-quality silica for things like tiles, paints, high-temperature glass, all extracted from cow dung ash, or CDA as they call it. And maybe most astonishingly, cow dung ash-based radar-absorbing materials, RAMs, and microwave-absorbing materials, MAMs. These are really advanced materials designed to absorb electromagnetic signals. Think stealth technology applications.
From cow dung ash, how does that even work?
Well, the report suggests it's about potentially engineering the unique carbon or maybe the silica structures within the ash at a microscopic level. Through precise burning conditions, maybe chemical treatments, you could potentially make it absorb electromagnetic waves. It's definitely a leap, but the underlying science of manipulating material structure, that's what makes it a real R&D frontier, a genuinely innovative pathway. But, and this is important, the technical feasibility for these advanced applications, it's rated medium to high, and crucially, it needs significant R&D. We're talking sophisticated characterization techniques like using a vector network analyzer for checking microwave properties, basically a high-tech scanner for how materials react to radio waves, and specialized manufacturing. The report really flags the R&D intensity for the RAMs and MAMs, specific combustion conditions, chemical treatments. It's complex stuff.
So yeah, from organic fertilizers potentially all the way to stealth materials, the innovation is just incredible. But as you said, this project isn't just about transforming materials, it's also about transforming lives, right? Let's shift focus a bit to how they're empowering people, building that sustainable ecosystem. The project actively creates jobs for local artisans, empowers them with skills, training for eco-friendly practices, gives them a platform to showcase their craft, turning these sustainable materials into unique, high-quality products.
That holistic approach, blending material science with community development, it's really quite impressive. And an interesting point here is the third key arm of the initiative, their sustainable cow farming consultancy. This involves giving strategic guidance, practical solutions to existing cow farms, helping them enhance profitability, sustainability, marketability through upscaling, capacity building, adopting best practices. And they also offer a comprehensive consultancy and support for aspiring agripreneurs, guiding them in setting up and managing sustainable cow farming operations.
That makes sense.
It really aligns with their mission. The report notes this consultancy part has high technical feasibility. It's based on well-established principles, fodder management, waste valorization, animal health, things like that.
Yeah, it connects everything back, doesn't it? Back to those product pathways and the broader goals.
Yeah.
Transforming existing farms, nurturing new agripreneurs, and becoming this knowledge hub by 2027, facilitating continuous innovation, tech transfer, knowledge sharing. It's a really comprehensive ecosystem approach they're building. Okay, so let's talk market and money. What does the market analysis section tell us? For those traditional products, the powder, GoCast, GoChar prospects are rated excellent in India, which makes sense, right? Growing demand for organic farming, sustainable living, alternative fuels. Plus, you've got this huge raw material supply from India's cattle population. The project aims to fill gaps in standardization, organized processing.
Right. And then zooming out for the advanced materials, the EMIR-5 shielding, the cementitious stuff, silica, RAMs, MAMs, this is described as a high-growth niche market, significant entry barriers because of that R&D intensity we talked about. However, the report anticipates explosive growth down the line, driven by digitalization, 5G, maybe even 6G, IoT, electric vehicles, defense modernization, all that. While conventional materials dominate now, there's apparently a big gap and huge potential for bio-derived alternatives, especially for a first mover using sustainable, indigenous materials like this.
And the consultancy side.
Strong and growing demand there, too. Indian agriculture is looking to boost profitability, reduce environmental impact, modernize sustainably. So good timing.
Okay, so the market potential is there, especially long-term for the advanced stuff. But how do they actually fund all this ambitious innovation? What about the financials?
Yeah, the financial analysis section details a phased strategy. They plan to bootstrap the initial phases, use revenue from the more established, less capital-intensive products in year one.
Traditional pathway stuff.
Exactly, to fund the heavy R&D and the scale-up needed for the advanced materials in the later years.
Makes sense. And investment.
Well, what stands out is their approach. Initially, they'll rely on a mix MSME loans, neighbored schemes, promoter equity, maybe some angel investors. But for the bigger capital expenditure later on, those advanced material R&D labs, pilot plants, they're looking towards venture capital or private equity. The report also mentions leveraging government grants and subsidies. Smart move for this kind of project.
And profitability. When do they expect to see returns?
Well, the analysis shows expected losses in years 1 and 2, which isn't surprising, really. Significant initial capital outlay for core production, plus that heavy R&D investment for advanced materials.
Right, the classic startup journey almost. Upfront investment for big innovation often means you're in the red initially.
Precisely. It's a test of faith in their vision, you could say. But it's projected to reach near break-even in year 3, with strong profitability expected from year 4 onwards, assuming the advanced materials commercialize successfully and market acceptance grows. So, the bigger picture implication. This is definitely a long-term play. It requires patient investment, but it shows substantial payoff potential if that advanced material development really works out.
And behind every big vision, there are the people driving it forward. The Movers section introduces us to a couple of key individuals, Hasmukh Jain, Ranka, and Avijit Kumar Roy. Hasmukh Jain, it says, leads a team of qualified technocrats, all driven by this shared commitment to giving back to society. It's pretty inspiring. And Avijit Kumar Roy brings over 25 years of experience in sustainable development, digital innovation. He plays a key role in this transformation of agri-waste into high-value products. His vision is about bridging that grassroots potential with global sustainability goals.
Sounds like a strong team behind it.
Definitely seems that way. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? It means AtmaNirbhar Goshala is fundamentally reimagining cow byproducts in truly transformative ways, from traditional fertilizers and fuels all the way to cutting-edge electromagnetic shielding. It's a really powerful example of ingenious indigenous innovation that's deeply rooted in sustainability and community empowerment.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? It raises this important question. How might more traditional, localized resources, things often overlooked, be reimagined as high-value, sustainable solutions in other industries, other regions around the world?
That's a great question. It's definitely a reminder that sometimes the most cutting-edge solutions can come from the most unexpected, maybe even ancient places, something to mull over as you go about your day.